Hi, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Andrea Evans, and I'm the owner of the law firm of Andrea Hens Evans, a full-service intellectual property law firm. I provide patent, trademark, and copyright legal services. And I'm so excited today. I feel like I should be stretching and moving around and doing something during this interview because I'm here with the superstar chiropractor. And I don't know if you noticed, Rashida, I love the chiropractor. Like I was going as a kid, I was going in college, and now I have to start coming to you because my chiropractor retired. That's another story. So once this is over, I'm going to be coming to you. But ladies and gentlemen, I have Dr. Rashida Cohen here, who is a superstar chiropractor. She's going to tell us how to what we can do to feel more energized during this time and how we can stay healthy using her expertise as a chiropractor. Now, she's an amazing chiropractor, but she's also amazing because she's my Spelman sister. So you all know how I love Spelman. But Rashida, please tell everybody about yourself and tell us what is a chiropractor. But I definitely want to know who you are and what you do, and tell us more about what it is and what it means to be a chiropractor.
Okay, well, thank you so much for having me today. Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Rashida Cohen, a doctor of chiropractic. I've been practicing for almost 20 years. And I was telling Andrea, I was rushing from work and people were like, "You're a chiropractor, why are you open? What are you doing?" Well, we help people naturally with pain and we use our hands. So we help you without the use of drugs or surgery. I tell everybody structure determines function. So if the structure is not right, it won't function properly. For example, some of us are sitting in chairs right now. The chairs have 4 legs. If you bend one of those legs, the chair would kind of teeter and totter. It wouldn't function properly. So it's the same thing with our bodies. If our body's out of alignment, it doesn't function properly. And then we end up with neck pain or back pain or pain down our arms. So right now we're taking the burden off of like the ER doctors, the primary care physicians, because our patients are in pain, don't necessarily want to go in those situations with people having those COVID symptoms. They can come in, get better, and then leave. We also have pregnant mommies with breech babies. If the baby's head is not down, we adjust their spine gently and the babies go head down so they can have a vaginal birth. And then we see infants who have problems breastfeeding. So at this time, we are essential in helping our communities get better naturally without the use of drugs or surgery.
Wow, well, you are definitely essential. And so let's just jump right into it because I know that a lot of people are complaining because now everything's involving technology. So some people just didn't have a home office set up, or they were used to carrying their computers and maybe leaving it at work, and now they're setting up office space and everything, but they having pain, Rashida. So what can we do to avoid the neck pain and the back strain that's occurring while we are even doing this interview today? I'm sitting up extra straight, talking to you today.
Good question. So I do have quite a few patients who are coming in because they are having neck problems from their workstation at home that is not set up properly. When people are home, most people are using a laptop. And where do we put it most times? On our lap. That's the worst place to have it because when you put a laptop on your lap, you have to look down and that puts a lot of pressure on your neck and shoulders. So I'm recommending that patients take their laptop to like a counter in their home where they can stand, or find something that you can safely, stack up to have kind of like a standing workstation if you can. If you're using your cell phone, most times we're texting down here. Bring it up because it helps to take the pressure off your neck. And I know our children are also at home. So if they have tablets, I encourage my children to pile up pillows so the tablet is right in front of them and they're looking straight ahead and not down. The last thing I recommend for most patients is to make sure you take a break. We can get into doing what we're doing. A lot of us love what we're doing. Some of us don't. Either way, we're on the computer for hours. And so I say set a timer every hour and just stand up, move your head, neck, roll your shoulders. Just don't, sit in that bad position the entire day. If you do yoga, some cat cows, take a break, and then come back to your workstation.
Wow. I mean, it's so many simple tips that you're giving me, but it makes sense. It seems like it would be common sense, but it's not. And we take all this for granted. So thank you for providing us with that information. And I'm kind of rolling my shoulders back as we speak. Now, let me ask you this, though, because I know there are a lot of different myths and misconceptions about the chiropractor. So does it hurt? Let's talk about that.
Good question. I do have patients that come in and say, "Doc, I'm really nervous." So I want you to know that there's more than one technique of adjusting. So like I say, I see infants, newborns, My patients come straight from the hospital to get adjusted before they go home. So imagine the pressure you put on an infant spine. It's like the pressure you put on a ripe tomato. It's very gentle. So I encourage patients, if they're nervous, just tell the chiropractor, hey, I'm a little nervous. Can you use a technique that doesn't, won't cause discomfort? Because actually it doesn't. At least to me, it doesn't. But if you're nervous about it, we can use a technique that's very gentle that you feel more comfortable.
Oh, that's very interesting. It doesn't hurt to me, and it feels so good when you leave the chiropractor, and especially if you continue to go. I think it's just the noise, that cracking sound. But I guess it's not even pain, but when people hear that noise, they assume that it will be pain. And of course, it's to help you get rid of the pain, right, Rashida?
It's true, but I will say this too, with the lighter techniques, you don't even hear pops or cracks. You don't hear anything. It's really quite amazing. We might use an instrument called an activator that's really light, or just our fingers, or just like I say, a light technique. So if you're scared or nervous about the pop or noise or just pain, just tell the chiropractor and we can tailor that technique, if you will, to you and your needs and what you like.
Rashida, I can tell that you have an amazing bedside manner, and you're so passionate about this. And
I am.
I'm ready to see you now, because what I'm missing during this time are my monthly massages. We talk about having some me time, and are you able to still have that time in this new world that we're living in? I know you're a wife, you're a mother of two. So how are you adjusting with your family life now?
Good question. Well, because I am an essential worker, I still go to work. I will say the first week was very challenging because I was like, "Whoa, what are we doing?" But I do want to take an opportunity to spend time with my family. So we, due to what was going on, we did cut back our hours a lot. And we're spacing people out throughout the day, not seeing as many. Some people we see by themselves because we understand they don't want to come in with a lot of people in the office. So we see very few at a time. And we just decreased our hours. So I'm still working on that schedule to make sure I can have that family time with my children, that time with my husband, that time for me, and then that time for the patient time, because that brings me joy as well.
Well, good. You're still smiling over there, so you're doing something right, and that's for sure. And this makes me think about my grandfather. My grandfather's my number one supporter. He says I always tell his age, and I do, Rashida, because he is 94 years old and still driving, still has his mind, and he attributes that, believe it or not, to taking vitamins. So my family was before the time, like my grandparents were juicing when it wasn't popular, so my mother and all of her brothers and sisters definitely don't eat a lot of fast food, and they still juice and eat healthy. And I want you to talk about that because I know you're passionate about health and nutrition. So tell us about that, please.
Good question. How amazing, 94-year-old grandfather. You have great genes in your family. And he is right on it. Definitely at this time, especially with this COVID stuff going on, very important to boost our immune systems. And the way I kind of give the analogy to my patients is, if you have a house, you want to protect that house. You may have an alarm system or a dog or just something to protect it, where our bodies need that boost as well. So I recommend that patients take like a vitamin C, D, B12, and there's an antioxidant called glutathione. Now, there's different forms of these, but I recommend them they're in the liquid liposomal form. A liposome is like a bubble that actually is uptaken by our bloodstreams easier and goes into our our cells easier. So, you don't waste the vitamins. I don't know if you ever heard of the term expensive urine. That means people are taking these vitamins, they go into our gut, they're broken down, and we excrete them out, and you don't necessarily get the benefit of what you paid for. Well, I like the liposomal technology because it protects that vitamin, and like I say, like a bubble, it's taken up by your bloodstream, and then your body can use it well. So the C is good because it's like the key to the ignition to the immune system. The B12 is great because it helps with, we call them natural killer cells. Our body is so amazing. And I'm telling you, as Spelman in biology, I love learning about the body, how it works. Well, these natural killer cells are great because they are so intelligent and they can find the cells that are not good and help to destroy them. Vitamin D is important because it's like the fuel. Imagine putting gas in your car. You need that to fuel your immune system. And then glutathione is like the chief antioxidant. It's important to help stimulate any antiviral activity if we need it, especially at a time like now. So I recommend that patients will, can get those. You can only get them from your doctor's office. They don't sell them directly to patients, but that'd be a good thing for patients to do at this time.
Well, look, everybody watching this, everybody in Maryland will be calling you for those vitamins. And for their consultation with you. But do you sell those online by any chance? Because I have a big community of people watching all over the country.
Good question. So because of what's going on right now, what we can do is if you call the office, we can have them shipped directly to your home. And patients who don't want to come out and get into the office, we can ship them directly to your home. Just give us a call.
Well, that sounds amazing. So you've been smiling since we started this interview, and I want to know what inspires you. And let's take a step back even further because you own your own practice. So let's talk about that. Why did you start your practice in the first place?
Well, you know what? I never planned on starting my own practice. I went into chiropractic because I wanted to help people. At Spelman, I always knew I wanted to be a doctor just to help people. I was a biology pre-med major. And I came out and my mentor, Dr. Allison, said, I have a job for you, and I moved here. And then it just so happened, it worked into me having my own practice. And so I can say I love it. What inspires me, I hope I don't cry on the screen, but just going in, honestly, Andrea, every day, and I'm typing up the notes and I'm talking to the people, and the people that come in. We had a patient, my staff told me last Tuesday night, she's like, Dr. Cohen, this patient walked in. She was on a cane when we first started seeing her. And she walked in without her cane. And I'm like, just for people to be able to be helped, you know, and that we can be open at a time. I'm just so thankful that we're still there. I had a patient that came the other day. This is his second baby. Well, he's sleeping, you know, in the hospital or in the bed, you know, on the chair. And he's like, Dr. Cohen, I came home, I had to sleep with my 5-year-old and I'm helping with everything. Like, he was bent over when he came in. We were able to help him feel better. So that is what inspires me, is just helping people to get better. Those babies that can't breastfeed. And then all of a sudden the mom's like, my baby can nurse now. Or the mommies that come in and the babies are in a bad position. They really don't want to have surgery. And they're like, the baby went head down. Now I can have the birth that I want. That is really what inspires me. Just, I get fulfillment in helping people and seeing them get better.
Oh, that is inspiring to me. I mean, so you have magic hands then, basically. You're like a wizard, you know. So I'm so glad that you are living and fulfilling your passion, you know, because I can tell that you're very passionate about this. And, you know, kudos to you for doing that and helping the community during this time. And let me ask you this. So for people who are now saying, look, I'm not afraid, I'm ready to call Dr. Rashida Cohen right now and come schedule their first consultation with you, is that something that they could do now, or they should do now, or should we just wait until this is over? Are you seeing new patients or only existing patients?
Good question. So now we're only seeing patients who are in pain or have like a problem that they're like, okay, this is really bad. I can't function like this. Anyone who just kind of wants a wellness checkup, we're going to wait until all this is over. But if you're in pain, give us a call. We are out accepting new patients. We are spacing people out throughout the day. So just give a call, and I'm hoping that we can get you in and check and see. And if you're not sure, just give a call and we can let you know if it's something that we think might be able to wait, or if you should come in, get it fixed. As we all know, the best thing to do is early detection. Find it, fix it, versus waiting. Things turn into something that's not good. And then you need, honestly, some patients have to go to surgery. So I recommend the best thing, if you're not sure, just give a call, and we're happy to let you know if it's something that you should wait or just get checked now.
So to me, going to a chiropractor kind of seems like a lifestyle. Would you agree that it is a lifestyle? And mainly I say that because it seems like it's the entire package. Like, I think of a mother that's pregnant that wants to have a baby a certain way, or I think of someone walking a certain way, and not only in pain, but just having that confidence. So I feel like you're boosting your patient's confidence as well. Would you agree with that?
I would say so. I will say one thing. When you said it's a lifestyle, some people are scared. They're like, well, I don't want to go to the chiropractor because I heard you always have to go forever. And I say, listen, when's the last time your dentist said, don't come back? They want to check you as long as you have teeth in your mouth to make sure you're good. So if you ever come or go to the chiropractor anywhere, I tell you, just see what they say and you get to decide. You don't ever have to go back. But I know that in my 20 years, the patients that do get checked and get adjusted, we move better. And then we don't have to necessarily take the strong medications, you know, from all the pain that we're doing. Because there's gravity. We can't help that in life. We sit, we move, we're mommies, we're daddies, we're, you know, entrepreneurs, we're flying. Everything we do causes misalignments. And so I would say, yeah, it is a lifestyle, but honestly, if you come, don't be scared. You don't have to stay. I would just say at least get checked, because the best thing you can do is just check to see if you need it early versus waiting until it becomes a really serious problem. And then I can't help you with my hands. I have to send you to the orthopedist, the neurosurgeon, you know, things like that.
Well, this has been incredible. And I have so many questions for you about this because there's so many other conditions, but is there something that you just absolutely think, especially during this time, that people should know specifically coming from you, the professional chiropractor?
I would say make sure you're moving. Another important system that's important to activate is what something called we call, excuse me, the lymphatic system. That is, works together with the immune system. So when you move, it helps the lymphatic system do what it needs to do to help to boost your immune system. So make sure, I know this has been a tough time, even for me, as happy and cheery as I am. It's really affected me, I will say, mentally. For a moment I was like, whoa, but I had to get in my basement because I will be in the gym at 5 a.m. Those that know me know I go. But to take that away, it was very stressful. So I said, you know what can I do? I found there's apps online. I think Peloton is for the next 90 days. It's free. Just, have boot camp, whatever you can do, jump some rope, move, get outside. Those happy, good hormones will be released, and it helps your mind. It helps you feel so much better. And if you don't think that you can do it, take your favorite songs, put them on the playlist. And as we say sometimes in the gym world, is just show up. Just start jumping rope. Just start walking. Don't take it too hard, but just do a little something. And I promise you, you will feel so much better.
Oh, and I could high five you through this screen because one good thing that has really come out of this is that the boot camp that I was going to actually moved to Zoom. And it's incredible because they require that we all have our cameras on. And so when they say do a burpee, if you're on the ground too long and you disappear from the camera, they're like, excuse me, Andrea, where are you? But it's been really nice because as a family, we've actually been working out now. So
Right.
being an entrepreneur now for 13 years, when I first started, everyone had the little bracelets that was tracking your time and your movement, and you would add your friends. And I remember somebody said, do you ever get up and move? And so it's interesting you would say that because when you are an entrepreneur and you're working from home, especially for myself being a lawyer where the computer is everything, you can sit for hours and never really move because it's not like you're walking out for lunch or walking around the block. And so to make that self-conscious effort, that awareness to, just like you said, show up. The hardest part is to show up. And then once you're there, you do the work. And when it's done, you feel so good. And it's been so good for my family. So let me ask you this in these last few minutes, because you have a family and your children are young. Have you all been moving as a family, and what kind of things have you all been doing?
Yes, we have. Matter of fact, when you were talking, it made me think about I'm going to shout out my yoga studio, Bikram Yoga, Riverdale. They have a DC, Ivy City location. They are, and actually Baltimore, Mount Vernon, and Boston, they are streaming live. And so that's one of the things that I would do quite frequently is go to my hot yoga. Didn't do Pilates much, but now because I'm home, every Friday night we do Pilates. They have a Zoom. You just sign up online. Oh my goodness, ridden bikes. My daughter learned to finally ride her bike. Thank you, Jesus. She's about to be 8, y'all. Mama and daddy was rolling with this entrepreneur life. I'm like, she needs to ride. So she finally learned to ride her bike. Just getting out and doing things like that. So mainly it's been, we look forward to our Friday night Pilates time, and I'm working on my core. As a mommy, sometimes you lose that after you have the baby. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, the Pilates, the bike riding as a family has been so, so, so sweet.
Well, Dr. Rashida, look, you are so sweet. Thank you for taking time today for sharing this information with my community. And so now everybody's saying, how can they become part of your community? So where can they find out more information about you, about your practice, and where can they follow you on social media?
Thank you. So you can find us at DC Integrative, like Washington, DC, DCintegrative.com. We have a Facebook page, which is Washington Integrative Health. And then I have a separate one for my mommies and babies. It's Caring Chiropractor is my Instagram. And my, is it Caring Chiropractor? No, it's my Facebook is Caring Chiropractor, excuse me. And my Instagram is Dr. Mom Cares, DRMOM Cares, CARES. So they can reach us there or just give us a call, 202-544-4478, just to give us a call if they want to get a consultation over the phone or ask about the vitamins or anything like that. We're happy to help.
Okay, thank you. Well, then let's see, 30 seconds or less, we want to leave on some inspiring and motivating words. So right now we have some people that are feeling anxious, feeling uneasy about what's going on. It may be 2 to 3 sentences. Please share some inspiring words to them.
I'm going to tell you all, don't give up. I'm going to tell you that we will make it. I'm going to tell you that if you get down, make a gratitude journal. Just write down everything you're thankful for, because I believe our minds like to go towards the negative. And even me and all my happiness and cheeriness, I have to remind myself of the things that I'm thankful for. You know, whoever it is in your life that you love, just call them on the phone, talk to them. We all have a friend who, you know, can just kind of lift you up when you're down. Listen to some positive, inspirational music, whatever you can. But just don't let yourself go on that road to the negativity. If you're going, say, come on back, because I tell myself, come on back, and just think positive, be positive, and know that we're going to get through this. We really will together. And let's pray.
Yes, we will. And this has been such a positive interview. Thank you so much, Dr. Rashida. I will share all of your contact information for everybody to follow up with you. And thank you for being the light that you are with your magic hands as a chiropractor in the DC area. And everybody's going to be calling you for those vitamins from all over the country, I'm sure. But for those of you in the DMV area, definitely let's support Dr. Rashida Cohen. And thank you so much for your support today for being here.
Thank you, Andrea. You're sweet.